All right, y'all. This is Love and Hip Hop New York. This is season 8, the reunion part 2. So it does pick up where it left off from last week with Snoop acting like as if she was about to do something the lames are, but then she started laughing and was like, "Man, I ain't gonna do shit to that motherfucker or whatever." And I was just like, all of that for what? That's a waste of fucking time. But anyways, so moving on to the next storyline is Navarro, Ashley, and Anaisa's storyline. And Nina is asking Ashley. Ashley is I think like she was like 6.5 months pregnant at this time. Nina is asking Ashley, when's the last time you spoken to Anais? Are you guys still good? Like, what's the situation with that? And, Ashley is like, it's been a while since I've spoken to her. And the last time I did speak to her, the conversation wasn't good because she was posting about my sister Aisha. And they had Aisha on the stage as well. And, Nina is asking Aisha what is her problem with Anais. And Aisha is pretty much like, it's really just about, the disrespect that she shows to my sister Ashley and everything. And, Anais is like, I mean, I told her I don't have no beef with her. I told her I wanted to fuck the shit out of her. And I was like, okay then, Anais, and Aisha is like, girl, please, and calls her a rodent and all this other stuff. That's when Jonathan, he jumps into the mix and goes off and says, I know about you and the married men that you fuck around with and all this other stuff. And that's when Ashley gets into her feelings and everything. And I'm like, well, shit, I mean, Aisha kind of started it, you know what I'm saying, calling her, calling Anais a rodent and all this other stuff. But of course Ashley, I mean not Ashley, but Aisha is saying that she don't fuck around with no married men and this, that, and the third. And in regards to like Anais's flirting and stuff like that, Anais is like, I mean, we're Dominicans, that's our culture to flirt and all this other stuff. And yeah, Anais, you don't be doing just flirting. You be going above and beyond, trying to get motherfuckers cheat and shit like that, okay? Like, yeah, you go past the flirting line. You know what I'm saying? And Anais is saying how she knows shit about Aisha too, but she ain't gonna carry her like that. She's gonna let her present herself as the lady that she portrays to be and all this other stuff. And Aisha, she asked Navarro, she's like, Navarro, let's be for real. Like, if Anais wasn't your client, would you fuck her and all this other stuff? And Navarro sitting up here talking about something. No, I said, you lying like a motherfucker. I was like, Navarro lying like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, I think Nina had asked, Navarro something along the lines of, if he was going to continue to work with Anais and everything. And, he says, yeah, I'm going to keep working with her, but she could send you, because you guys remember the whole issue about the naked pictures that Anais was sending to Navarro or whatever. So he was like, she could just send the pictures to Ashley and everything. And everybody is like, say what now? Everybody was looking at him like, what the Scooby-Doo look like? Huh? But yeah, so Remy, she addresses Ashley and she's like, listen, the fact that your husband, I was like, husband? I thought they was boyfriend and girlfriend. Whatever Navarro and Ashley is, Remy was like, your husband's sitting up here telling you that he's going to continue to work with somebody regardless of the fact that they've been sending him naked pictures and everything. Your issue is not with Anais. Your issue is with Navarro and this, that, and the third. So, yeah, whatever. I don't really care. So, moving on, we have Safari and his quest to find love in New York. And, and his whole situation with Dream Doll or whatever. So, Dream Doll says that when she did the national boyfriend post or whatever, she did it to be petty and everything. And, Nina is like, you saying that, you said that Safari was lacking. Like, what did you mean by that? What did you mean by that or whatever? Was it like physically, emotionally? And Safari was like, it definitely won't physically. I said, we know. We know it won't physically, okay? But anyway, so yeah, so yeah, she was like, Dream Doll was saying that the situation with Mariah kind of made her be petty and everything, and she's not gonna lie, her and Safari have been in kind of some of the same places since they, their fling ended or whatever. Because I'm not gonna call it a relationship, since their fling ended, and they don't speak to one another, and they used to talk on the phone every day, and Dream kind of just started getting into her feelings a little bit. And Nina is like, well, can y'all at least be friends or whatever? So, Safari's like, yeah, I mean, it's not a problem. We good and everything. So, him and Dream Doll hug it out. Cool, whatever. So then we have Juju and the end of her relationship with Cameron, and Nina is asking her, why didn't you tell, why did you wait so long to, tell your friends about it or whatever? And Juju is like, listen, I'm a private person and everything, I like to kind of be there for other people and, this, that, and the third. And, Nina is asking Juju, well, how did you feel about Yandy crying, when you told her and Remy about you and Cam, breaking up or whatever? And Juju says that, she did have mixed feelings about it because it's like, okay, Yandy, is this about you or is it about me? Because you guys remember when we was pretty much saying, like, yeah, Yandy was, like, kind of just making the shit about her or whatever. But, yeah, so, that's why she just kind of likes to keep stuff to herself because she know how Yandy can get sometimes, just being, real emotional or whatever. So, they, get on Safari or whatever, and Safari was just saying how he could kind of relate to what Juju was going through because of, his breakup with Nicki Minaj and everything, and all those years he spent with her or whatever. And, Juju is saying that she could never take Safari seriously because it's always a different chick with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, ever since him and Nicki has broken up, Safari has been, messing around with, different females and stuff like that, So, she does acknowledge, though, that he is a good friend and he's always been, respectful and everything. And, next thing you know, they showed this unseen clip of Safari and Mariah in the tub together, and with Safari, when Mariah, in the clip, when Mariah was telling him, let's talk about this record and everything, come in the tub or whatever, and he was acting like he didn't want to get in, but then all of a sudden, he was like, well, since you insisted, rips his shirt off like he was ready for that shit. I was like he ain't just simply removed, he ripped the shit off like he was Tarzan or somebody. Hopped into the tub with her, and then next thing you know, they started making out and all this other stuff. And that just proves my point as to why I don't feel like Juju and Safari should be together, despite the fact that everybody wants them to be together. Yeah, they all look cutesy and stuff. I don't think they should be together. You know what I mean? I think they should just stay friends. And and he kept his damn fur on, even after ripping his shirt off and taking his pants off. He gonna still keep the damn fur on in the tub. I was like, this fool here. But anyway, so yeah, of course that situation happened before, Mariah and Dream made up or whatever. Dream, she wasn't bothered by it because she knows that it was the past and everything. And I was like, ooh, thank God, because you know how things can be sometimes when when you and a person are beefing and then y'all make up or whatever, and then, by the time y'all get to the reunion, it become it's an issue all over again or whatever. And like I said, I'm just tired of the whole Dream versus Mariah, Bianca. Well, we still obviously got the whole Bianca versus Brie thing or whatever, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so I'm just tired of that whole op clique, But anyway, so and Remy said too that she don't want, that she thinks Safari is a nice guy, but she don't want, him to be with Juju or whatever, So then they get into the St. Martin trip, and how Anais was kind of not helping like she should have, and Anais is like, I was just being myself, and Nina is asking Yandy, do you kind of regret, bringing Anais on the trip or whatever? And I guess Yandy, doesn't never really directly answers questions, but she says that, listen, I didn't have a problem with her being there. The more hands, the merrier. I just wanted her to put in as much work as we did, and she knows that Jonathan loves Anais because he always speaks very highly of her. But she also heard the crazy stories about how Anais can get in everything. And Anais does admit that she was jealous of Yandy and Jonathan's friendship or whatever. She just wanted Jonathan's attention and everything. And Nina is asking Juju her opinion on the whole situation when Anais had pulled Yandy to the side or whatever. And Juju just feels as though it's a time and a place for everything. And Anais is like, yeah, but when I got something to say, I got to say it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, I kind of can understand it, but still, like Juju said, it is a time and a place for everything. You have to learn self-control. You know what I'm saying? And, Juju pretty much kind of checked Anais a little bit. Like, listen, I don't know, had it been me, I don't really know if I would have walked away from your ass. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful of who you just come at like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so then we talk about Cayenne and Jacquay, and we get into, Brittany and Cayenne's, beef and everything. And Nina is like, how did you and, Brittany's beef started or whatever? And Cayenne is like, I'm not even sure how the issue started, just like how nobody else knows how any issue starts with Brie, because she always started shit, okay? So next thing you know, they instantly just start going at it or whatever. Cayenne tells her to shut up before she make her eye match her wig, and I was like, ooh. Like, yeah, so I think Nina had asked Jacquay something like, when was the last time you spoken to Brittany, or like, are you Brittany still friends and everything? And Cayenne was like, who your friend? Like, who? Like, huh? And Jacquay is like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't spoken to Brittany in a minute or whatever, but Cayenne is my lady. And I was like, damn, that's kind of, messed up a little bit, because it's like, he obviously is, caught in the middle or whatever. And of course, him having this girlfriend is kind of like in a way, he kind of has to take her side a little bit more. But at the same time, too, I don't know. And this probably is just the type of person that I am. I mean, even if I have a problem with, like, my dude's friend, I don't know if I would be like, oh, you can't fuck with her no more since she don't like me, this, that, and the third. Especially because of the fact that it don't seem like Brittany and Jacquay got like some type of chemistry or nothing like that. It really do legit seem like they on some brother and sister type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't know. I felt like, Jacquay don't never mediate that situation too well with Cayenne and Brittany, and this is why they kind of still have these issues. But then, like I said, Brittany starts a lot of the motherfucking problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, she starts problems and then tries to hide her hand and tries to play victim and stuff like that. So I don't even know if that situation could have been fixed regardless. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I could just, be like, oh, you can't hang with her no more since she don't like me, and, this, that, and the third. Like I said, being as though I don't feel like Jacquay and Brittany have, like any type of chemistry between them. It just really legit seems like on some brother and sister type of shit. But I do feel like I do, well, I don't know. It's just so confusing. I do kind of feel like, because I'm thinking too, maybe, yeah. Maybe they don't have, like, I don't feel like Brittany and Cayenne have to like each other, but I do feel like, I guess, if he's going to be dating Cayenne or whatever, it has to be some type of common ground between those two for, I guess Jacquay to hang with her, to hang with Brittany or whatever. But I'm just rambling on about that situation now. I'm sorry, y'all, but because I'm just kind of conflicted. But anyway, so yeah, they start talking about the whole NIE situation with Jacquay, and Jacquay explains it again pretty much, and Anais pretty much says that she doesn't recall, showing her vagina or whatever, because she be showing her vagina, all over the place or whatever. And then Ashley's sister, Aisha, she just jumps into the mix and starts, saying all this stuff to Anais. Now listen, and it's just, I don't really care for that sister too much. I don't really care for Ashley's sister too much, I understand it's a reunion show and people are going to be giving their opinions on, different storylines and everything. But it's just like with her, in that moment, it just seemed unnecessary. It really seemed unnecessary, and I was just like, But anyway, so her and Anais started going back and forth or whatever. And then they talk about, the scene where Cayenne, had found out, about Jacquay and Anais or whatever when they was in the park, and how, Jacquay's friends were there, the creep squad. And, did she feel like at that moment Jacquay was trying to play her by them being there? She did kind of feel like that, you know what I'm saying? And, Self is like, Self, he pretty much puts it all on Safari, saying, oh no, we was trying to give them their privacy, but Safari insisted on us to stay there. And then Safari is like, nah, you was the one, or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, yeah, they, Nina had to help them out, and they was like, just say that y'all was scared for his safety, and that's why, y'all stayed, because y'all not making this shit look really too, really too good right now. So then we have the Paradise Remix, fiasco, and, Yandy's whole thing was that she thought that, her and Safari was they were gonna do the record together, and, that she was gonna get her producer credit. And I do remember her saying that in the season finale, something about producer credit, like, why do you need producer credit if the proceeds is supposed to go to... Yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. But anyways, Nina is like, why do you tend, she's asking Safari, why do you tend to go to Juju when you have conflict with somebody? And Safari is like, well, for one, I don't like conflict, so I'd rather talk about people behind their back with people who know them, so that way they could tell me how to deal with it or whatever. It was funny the way he said that shit, so I could talk about people behind their back, but some of Yandy's friends do agree that Yandy can be kind of controlling at times or whatever. And they talk about, the whole situation with Bree and everything. And Safari is like, listen, Bree was traveling at the time and we kept on waiting on her or whatever. Bree says that she was hurt when she found out that she didn't make the final cut. And that she blames Jacquay because Safari, told her to, even... with her being on the road, I guess she did finalize her verse or whatever. So Safari had told her to send it to Jacquay because Jacquay was the one who was doing everything or whatever. And Jacquay is like, listen, I hit Bree and said, yo, I need it by a certain time. And she said that she was going to give it to me by a certain time or whatever. So he was like, all right, cool. So the next day come, he still ain't got shit from her. So, he had to, make it do what it do and turn the record in and everything. And so, she thought that in that moment, because, it seems like it was all on Jacquay and not Safari and Yandy, and by the simple fact that she has beef with Cayenne, she thought it was like some sabotage type of shit. And, Cayenne is like, get your facts straight. And then Bree is like, girl, by anybody talking to you, like, put your bitch on a leash and all this other stuff. And Cayenne is like, girl, you the one who got on the collar. Like, what are you talking about? And I'll walk you, and then Nina was like to Safari, well, why didn't you tell her before she got to the club that she wasn't on the record? And Safari gives this bullshit ass excuse talking about my phone died. You know what I'm saying? That's why I couldn't tell her. Like, Just a hot mess, y'all. But they also talk about Rich and his whole diabetes situation. In the cast, and there some of the cast is closing thoughts or whatever, and that was it, you guys. It's a wrap on season 8. Thank God, because you guys know this season has been dreading. I'm sorry if I was kind of rambling on a little bit, but that whole Cayenne and Bree situation is just, so conflicting when it comes to shit like that. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys share. And hopefully I will be back in here a little later on for Love and Hip Hop, Miami. But if I'm not, then I'll definitely be back in here tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you guys. All right, y'all. Bye.